I added the craziest real-life police mechanics in my game to see if they could actually work in a pursuit. I'm developing Lead the Dragon, a street racing game with some pretty interesting pursuit mechanics. But in this video I'm gonna make the police chases even crazier by adding these 4 new devices that are going to challenge my skills at the end. Don't forget to wishlist my game on Steam. Without further ado, let's go to the first device. The Grappler Police Bumper. If you're tapped in with the news, you probably know that American police started using this device, which is basically a net connected to a big rope. This is used to immobilize the suspect peacefully, instead of, killing a whole family of 4 with a pit maneuver. This device looks so absurd to me, bro. Something straight out of a James Bond movie. I gotta add this to my game. First of all, I searched it up how to attach 2 objects using cable and Unreal, and I found this specific post. They said the rope was actually just a visual effect. What actually moved objects is the constraint actor. What this constraint actually do is basically limiting the physics rotation or movement. For the grappler, I need to limit the movement to 4 meters. After that, I added the 3D cable component to make you think the cable is holding the car, when in reality, the cable does nothing. It's just a visual effect. I opened up Blender and started modeling my own version of this bumper. So to make more realistic, I put some screws, straps behind the front bumper, deploy animation, and even the net wrap around the wheel. Finally, imported all models to Unreal Engine. Took a while to program this AI to use this device properly, but eventually he got it, and I soon realized that I created a monster. This gotta be the most OP shit I've ever seen. Once they catch you, it's over. What are you gonna do? Cry? Hell no, I'm nerfing that. So I added a health system. Now you can damage the rope if you stretch it. Usually takes 10 seconds to break it, depending on your horsepower. But here's the thing, 10 seconds is a lot of time. They can easily surround you. That's when I had another idea. I found this YouTube video of a guy running away from the police with a Chevy Cruze. He got grappled and he was panicking. He tried many times to break that rope reversing the car, but eventually he got enough distance. He remembered all his physics lessons. His whole life depended on this very moment. He slams the gas. Will he finally be free? Oh well. You know what, that's actually pretty smart. I'm gonna put this on my game, I don't care. Making this mechanic was surprisingly easy. I made a simple function to calculate the car's acceleration, and if you deaccelerate it too quickly, I apply damage to the rope. But just like in the video, if you do that, you damage your car too. This gives the player 2 options. You either play it safe and wait for the rope to break, or you just damage your car and get out quickly. Grapple added, let's go to the next new mechanic that is going to put my skills to the test. This one I got watching some crazy Brazilian pursuits. I know that my game is all about the American police action, but those Brazilians are just built different. You gotta see this. I found this video of a guy fleeing from the cops in a bike. But he wasn't expecting a SUV unit waiting for him this whole time. What a beautiful play by the officer here. And if you're wondering, yes, they got the suspect. Of course, this only works against bikes. Cars can kill you pretty easily if you do that. But my game is arcade, so I'm not gonna mind that. You know, both GTA and Need for Speed have roadblocks, but the cars are always parked. If you go through one, they are coming after you. But the dynamic roadblock system fixes this problem. It works like that. The police detects if the player is in front of him, in the opposite lane, and very far away. He pulls the handbrake and drifts exactly 90 degrees. I say exactly because physics are really unpredictable. Many times he did the same move and got completely different results. So I made a simple function to kill the rotation at exactly this angle. Now that everything is working properly, I program another function to detect which side of the road you're driving on, the right side or left side. And based on this information, the cop go either forward or backward. Now you gotta have some talent. Gonna hit some Ronaldo moves to dodge the car. I also came up with another crazy real-life device to match with this roadblock system, the deployable spike strip. Spike strips in my game were deployed already, like in Need for Speed, but we all know that's not how it works in real life. If it wasn't for the surprise factor, this device wouldn't be really useful. Of course, I can't put a person throwing the spike strip in my game. That's why I'm gonna add a device inspired by this one they're using in France, the shark spike. This one here is remote control. So I open up Blender again and try to model something very similar. I even did the animation and passed everything to Unreal. Right after, I programmed the AI to have a small probability to spawn a spike strip that is gonna deploy if you get close to it. Now that I realize that's too OP, man, I gotta nerf this again. My strategy was to paint this whole device retro-reflective. If you don't know what that means, basically it's gonna glow in the dark when the headlight points towards them. This kinda helps when the device is deployed, but what really matters when it's not. If I put it in slow motion and zoom in, you can genuinely see that. But if I zoom out, I don't know about you guys, I can barely see it. That's when I remembered a system that Need for Speed had and would absolutely fix this. The radio shatter.
Heads up, spikes on the left, spikes on the left.
This would not only add to the immersion, like the cops calling for backup, but this could also help the player by listening to the cops saying they're gonna make a trap before they even do it. Before even touching code, I had to find a person that sounds like a sheriff. I clearly don't sound like one, and I don't know anybody that does, so I'm gonna use AI this time to get the voices, okay? But hey, calm down before you call my game AI slop. This is just a placeholder. If I can afford voice actors in the future, I'll definitely pay it. But if I don't, I'ma be embracing the slop then. Me being a little Brazilian shut, every penny counts. Much rather spend money on optimization or bug fixes overall. But back to the topic. To get the voices, I used 11 lamps. There's an option for creating custom voices. So I made a prompt asking for an American police officer with the North Carolina accent. And if you don't know, this is the real life location my game is set in. They gave me 3 options and I like this version here.
Well now, howdy folks. Just making my rounds.
So I created all voice lines for every circumstance. I'm talking about 78 audio files, 3 minutes of duration combined, each audio talking about a specific thing. Which is crazy to me, but most wanted on a PSU had like 2 hours of pure police audio files. The audios for my game specifically got all car colors,
Pink, purple, blue, brown, green, orange, red, silver, white, and a yellow.
all car shapes,
Coupe, SUV, sedan, muscle car, hatchback.
all directions,
Heading eastbound, heading westbound, heading southbound, heading northbound.
and of course all police mechanics being enabled or disabled.
Requesting spike strip ahead. Requesting air support. Set up a roadblock.
After I imported all these audios to my game, I started programming the system. Each voice line is a numerator. Sometimes they are random or just have a sequence of audio files. All these audios go then to a queue, and there they have to wait their own time to play it. So for example, if the cop says, "Dispatch, suspect is in a green hatchback," the first audio plays,
Dispatch.
it's deleted, the other one
Suspect
plays,
is in a green.
it's deleted, comes the other
Hatchback.
one. The problem is if something very important happened in the middle of a dialogue, like a cop deploying a spy strip. If the spy strip audio waits in queue, the audio is gonna play delayed, and that's terrible. To fix that, I created a flag called emergency that basically make the audio cut the line and play immediately. This flag is only used about things that are happening right in front of you, about the gameplay.
I'm brake checking his ass.
This radio system is definitely not the hardest thing I've done, but it's one of the most impressive for sure.
Suspect just turned around, heading other direction.
It looked like the cops actually knew what was happening. They all of a sudden become sentient and shit. From OP police devices to even learning how to use the walkie-talkie. I think this AI is ready to catch me in a pursuit. But I'm not gonna lie guys, I don't think I'm ready. So I thought about a player mechanic that is gonna help me to get rid of these cops. You see, you can easily break the police cars in this game. But if you do that, you're gonna damage your car too. So what's the point? But by pit maneuvering, you can get rid of them pretty easily. But if I put the Hollywood physics pit maneuver, that would be even deadlier. I'm talking about an exaggerated Hollywood action that a car does like 20 rollovers. Of course, it wouldn't be too exaggerated in my game, it would be something like the Hot Pursuit takedowns. Implementing this requires real-life physics manipulation. I programmed for when the player hit the police car, I get the police direction value. If the police car is going sideways and very fast, the function drags the vehicle center of mass sideways, making the car roll over pretty easily. But only that wasn't enough to get that Hollywood feeling. After temporarily decreasing the mass of the car, I could get to this result, but tell me in the comments if you think this is too exaggerated. One interesting thing about this system is that it works to all vehicles, but the SUV it's pretty hard to roll over, because it's too heavy. Now the moment y'all be waiting for. Can I actually escape from the cops using these crazy ass devices? I just stole the whole OpenAI data center. I'm full of RAM here on the backseat too. I'm a millionaire basically. Sam Altman's pissed right now. He called FBI, I gotta get out of here. But there's a twist. I cannot use headphones. I wanna challenge me to not listen to anything the cops are saying. So I have no idea what is going to happen. The first take started pretty good, I get a lot of speed. I look behind, there's only one cop catching up to me, so I break the billboard. We should be able to continue our run here. I saw in the minimap a car in a very weird position. I knew it was a roadblock. I saw the yellow go and I thought, okay, this is a spy strip, so I threw my car in the woods.
We'll go for a grapple.
Look behind, there's a Crown Vic with the grapple on. I started to get extremely cautious. I didn't want the Crown Vic to get close to me, but unfortunately the SUV just pit maneuvered me and I started fucking panicking. Luckily by some miracle I got away with it again, but this wouldn't last longer because I wasn't worried about the Crown Vic. He just took advantage of me, I got grappled. Because the Evo is all-wheel drive, I could keep a lot of speed, I wasn't really worried about that. But then, this fucking Mustang just comes here, blocks me over, and I can barely move now. By some miracle I get away with it, but this happiness wouldn't last too long. This fox body just pit maneuvered me again, and then it's over. It's a bunch of cars here and I can barely move. I don't think I can handle this anymore, bro. Let me start again. I started the second run by doing some shortcuts, going off-road to save some time. I look behind, there's two cops coming after me, so I do the classic, go for the billboard. I break it, turns out they didn't die, but there's no problem because the road is blocked, they can't chase me.
I need the air unit overhead. Vehicle not stopping.
The cops just requested a helicopter, but I have no idea they did that. The chopper should come in about 40 seconds, so I don't have a lot of time in my hand. There's a crazy amount of cops here in this tiny road trying to box me in. Luckily I got rid of one.
I'm out. Suspect just disabled my unit.
Okay, now that the situation got a little calmer, I try to pit maneuver the cops one by one. The first victim is gonna be this Mustang here. Okay, that's pretty good. He didn't roll over though. He was too slow for that. Okay, the next victim is gonna be this Crown Victoria here. Oh, I almost got it. Almost did a rollover there, but it's okay.
Vehicle exceeding speed limits. Suspect is in a yellow sedan, driving at US 129.
I see a cop in the opposite lane, but he eventually crashes and kills his friend. All of a sudden I start seeing the helicopter rising dust on the road. I knew I was about to be attacked. By some miracle I survived this attack with half HP, but if you think the chaos ends here, I'm sorry Paul. The fox body here crashes into the Crown Victoria. It goes inches away from hitting my car. It wasn't enough, I saw a spy strip placed vertically. Like, what the fuck is even happening here? I was actually pretty confident because I was 1 minute away from the finish line, and I still had a lot of HP. I started a high speed battle with this Camaro here. Try to pit maneuver him, but he slipped, and when I blink, a rhino just hit me, and I'm 1 HP right now. Now the situation got even worse, because I damaged the transmission, so I cannot go fast. Struggling a lot, I could barely reach the second gear here. I was afraid the cops could box me in or just hit me because I was very low HP. So I decided to go into the fucking jungle and ride it there, so nobody could lay a finger on my car because I'm 1 HP, 1 hit I die. Eventually I see a billboard there, and this was my only chance to ever reaching the finish line. The cops started boxing me in like crazy, man. So I reversed, and luckily there was nobody behind me. So I just went straight up to the billboard, repaired my car, and I was finally able to drive fast again. I was literally 200 meters from the finish line. I could get there in like 20 seconds. I got shot right now by the helicopter. I wasn't listening to the radio chatter. Now I'm 1 HP again, and I can already see the finish line. Can we actually get there? The Crown Vic started hitting my car, and we finally go over the finish line. That's it for the video. If you like it, don't forget to wishlist my game. We also have a Discord server, so if you wanna join, feel free to do it.